All right, here we go. I'm gonna knock out this wedge right now, this one. And one thing to note on it is that it is not printed to scale. So it says this is supposed to be 3 inches right there. But if we put a ruler on it, it is not 3 inches. 3 inches would be right here. So you can't just trace this thing. And if you do, I will know. We're looking for accuracy. First step is grab that piece of paper, T-square. You got your board. We're going to put it down square. So we're going to make sure up to our T-square, we're going to grab a piece of tape, throw it down in the corner, and then make sure that we're square again. Then I get this out of the way, put it right here on top, and then we'll get this other corner taped down. Okay, so then from here, we can draw our first line. So if I look at this, my first line is going to be this across the bottom. I don't know if you can see it, but they're light. So I'm going to just drag a light line across this thing. And then my first edge is 3 inches wide right there. So I'm going to mark at 5. I'm going to mark at 8, 3 inches. Okay, and then I'm putting a dark line on it. Then let's go ahead and go up. Also, just take note right here. This one is lined up right here, and so it's going to be over here. Let's go ahead and put that one down. It's I just put an inch gap between the two, and it's supposed to be an inch right here. So I'm marking at 9, marking at 10, and I'm going to darken that one up. So now I'll have the base of that one as well while we're here, right? So I've got those 2 lines drawn. Let's get this one. This is our height 2.5. So on this one, I'm going to need my triangle. Okay, so we're going to set up here. I'm going to go taller, and I got my T-square holding tight this way, and then my triangle I'm pushing up with my thumb. I'm keeping everything tight. So the first line right here will go right here, and then since I got it all set up, I'm going to go ahead and put a couple lines on these ones to make it easier on me. And this one doesn't need to go the full length. This is only the height 2.5, so I know I just got to go that far. And holding my tools tight, just barely getting those pencil marks on there. Then we're going to go 2.5, go up to here. And from that, I can put my pencil on, and I can drag right here. Since I'm here, let's take a look at this one. It's supposed to be 3/4. So let's measure up 3/4, and then we'll get a line on it. I already drew that line on there, so I'm not using my T-square right now, but it's fine because I know that I'm just tracing a line right now, and I'm keeping this edge square. Okay, so there's that 3/4. Let's just finish this one out while we're here. We got to go a 1/2 inch that way, and I got that line all the way across the line up. So I'm going to grab my T-square, pull it down. I'm already at 5. Let's go 5.5. That's where that line is. Okay, and then I need a light line across the rest of this. This one is already have, so there's the top of the object, right? So I've got that line right there. Oh, you can't see it. That line right there is right there. Okay, so then I can connect the dots on these two to finish this front view. And let's go ahead and get a label on it. Let's say that's our front, right? Then let's go up and make let's finish our side view since we're here. I can darken up these edges because I know that they are part of the object, right? So I'm just getting this line, and then I'm going to use this to get that line. So then we'll come over here and get that one down. And then we'll go right here, and we'll get this one across. Okay, so now I just finished this view is my right. Let's get that top view going. So we'll get our T-square on there, and I'm going to go up an inch. I want this spacing to be the same as that, so I'm going to put an inch spacing right there. And we know that the object is 1 inch that way as well. So this dimension right here is 1 inch, and it's the same as that dimension right there. So I'm going to go over an inch, and I can drag both of those lines over. And we know these ones are going to be solid, right? So I'm drawing this line and that line, and they're going to this line that I already have. So I'm going to go from here right over to here, and let's get this one right here. Now I can finish this object out by just tracing using my 90, and we're going right there, there. This one lines up with that corner, and then right there, okay? And then we're done with this shape. So let's go right there. grab this one right here, and then we'll get this one right here. And I just finished our top view. Now, if we take a look at the isometric, is our last little piece here. This one is all about these 30-degree angles. And I didn't do this one to scale. I'm just going to kind of guess about how long to go on each one of these. The key is that like this line, this line, this line, and this line are all the same length. That's what will make it look correct. So I said 30-degree angles, so I'm going to pull this thing down and shift over a little bit. And I got my 30-60 triangle, right? So I said use the 30s. So this is going to be the depth of my object. And let's just go about that far there. I'm going to spin. I like to spin it. And then we're going to go 30 this direction, right? And that's the front of it. Let's go ahead and draw. So I just drew these two lines, that one and that one. And I'm going to draw this front face right here. So that'll help me get things kind of coordinated. I'm going to start on this corner. I'm going to go up about that tall. And then I'm going to make it match on the other side. And I'm estimating, and you might have to like mess with your lines again. So whatever 30-degree is there, that's how those are going to be connected, just right there. So I eyeballed that pretty dang good. So now we can see our front face right here that I just drew. Then let's go ahead and draw a 90 up right there. So I'm going to grab my T-square, got my triangle on here, and we're going up. And I'm just guessing on that distance, right? After I get that 90, I'm going to draw this whole thing, and you'll notice that it's at 30, 30, 30, 30, right? So I'm going to be flipping my triangle a couple times here. So I got to come down this way, and I'm going to guess on the distance, right? So I want it a little longer, a little flatter, and it's not, this is not to scale at all. I'm just kind of totally guessing here. I don't even like what I did. I'm going to shorten it up a little bit. I'll just leave that line there, and then we'll go like this. Okay, and this line should be about the same length as that line, and I'm just going to eyeball it, make my best guess on it. And then since I'm here, I'm going to get this one about the same as well. Okay, then we'll flip, and we'll get these connected right there. And then lastly, we'll just play connect the dots. So I just drew that surface, and this isn't the scale. I'm just going for the general shape. And then we'll go down like that. Okay, and then we'll go down like that. So this, what I just drew, is our isometric. So I want your name on it, and then you're good to go. Beautiful.